in my camper. Ta-da! Hello YouTube, my name's Rebecca, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience painting with acrylics and my progression process with acrylics. I have been painting in acrylics for about a year now, almost a year. So I chose acrylics as my first painting medium because to me it just seemed easier. All you really needed was water to use for the paints. And I was kind of naive. I really didn't know, I didn't know anything about the texture or the drying time. So I just kind of jumped right in. I really didn't have a base idea of how to use acrylics. So my first ever painting in acrylics was a portrait. I will probably show it in this video somewhere. But I kind of, I've drawn my whole entire life, and one of the things I've always really loved to draw was faces. So that's kind of why I decided I want my first acrylic painting to be a portrait, which I think it was kind of a mistake because I didn't know the drying time and the texture of the paint. I had no experience with, so I wasn't really taking into account is this the right picture I should be painting first. Surprise, my first painting turned out to be crappy, and that is what I'm making this video for, how I improved and the steps I took to improve. Yeah, I was really frustrated. It was my first time trying a new medium, and I wasn't really taking into account, the technical aspects of a new medium. So, that's kind of the result. I was really discouraged, and I wanted, I almost gave up painting from my first painting, which is absolutely terrible. I mean, you should give yourself time to, improve, get better with the medium, and just, have fun with it. You shouldn't, base your whole painting experience on your first painting, which is kind of what I did, and I realize now it was kind of, naive of me to do, so I mean, knowing this, you shouldn't give up on your first paintings. So what I decided to do was take a break from painting faces. I decided I'm just gonna, shy away from this, and I'm going to, practice painting landscapes, because to me landscapes are a little bit more forgiving, and I'll show some of my first landscapes in this video. Okay, so the first painting I'm going to show you is my first ever acrylic painting. I mean, I'm not really that ashamed with it. I don't think it's horrible, but obviously I'm a lot better now. This is a little... Yep, you guys, this is my first acrylic painting I've ever done. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's pretty amateur in my opinion. Alright, so I took a break from painting portraits, and then I switched over to painting little landscapes. This is the second landscape that I did. That's the second one. I actually did quite a few landscapes, and I did them on this canvas board. Now I paint on canvas paper and some really thick watercolor paper. Surprisingly, it actually works really good. So that's the first one, and this is another one that I've done. Is it upside down? No. Okay. Yep, that's the second one. This one, actually, I wish I would have done this first, because this one's kind of easy when you just do a black silhouette with some kind of colorful background. So I think it's a good, if you're starting with acrylics, I suggest try painting something like this. Like a sunset, something you can kind of keep sort of abstract. It's funner and a lot more simple. You don't have to think a lot about stuff. So all of the landscapes that I first started to paint are on this canvas board. For some reason that's what I thought would be good. Oh my god, I tried to sell these too, and there's price tags on it. Okay, so this is probably my favorite landscape that I've done so far. And what I thought was interesting, my acrylic portraits sucked, but my landscapes turned out kind of good. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I think I improved somewhat quickly because I did start off drawing a lot, so I think that helped me out a lot. I think what killed me was the paint texture and the drying time. I didn't take into account how to work with that. I didn't learn how to work with that first, so I tried doing one on some black canvas. This is actually a black canvas that I bought. I don't really like how the Aurora turned out. It looks kind of funny. But yeah, that was one of my first ones. I tried to do a bunch of little flowers. I didn't like this one, to be honest. I don't know. It sucks to me, but I guess to each their own. Okay. So pretty much, oh wait, hang on, I have one more. God, I have a lot of newbie paintings. Okay, so this is another one of my practice landscapes to kind of get used to painting and the texture and the drying time of acrylics. So there's that one. This isn't a portrait, but it is one of my first little painting attempts with acrylics. And then I did a deer. I just wanted to experiment. I didn't really get like the depth in the trees very well. Like you can see like little trees through here, but I wish I would have layered the trees better to get more perspective and depth. I don't know. I mean, I was still pretty new. I still am new, and I was even newer back then, so that was one of the ones I did back in the day. And then I did a bird. What else did I do? I don't want to show too many because I do have a lot. Like, I probably did some clouds. Okay, so I mean, I think you kind of get the point. Like, I just worked on a bunch of smaller paintings, and smaller paintings that I found more simple. I didn't want to like put myself into like something that was complicated. So yeah, that's what I did. And another thing that I did was I looked up like videos and read a lot of books about the technical aspects of acrylic painting, and one thing that I found that was interesting was the layering process and how to like work with the fast drying time, because that's what really screwed me up, I think, was how fast acrylic paint dried. I really didn't like know how to work with it. I didn't know how to like, you know, use that in my favor. So yeah, so I didn't know how to use that in my favor. So once I discovered the technical aspects of painting with acrylics, that's when I really saw my paintings improve for the better. And I think that's probably one of the most important things you can do when you start painting. I know nothing about oils. Like, I haven't started in oils yet. I don't know if I ever will, because I'm kind of in love with acrylics right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you, after I did all those little tiny, you know, kind of getting used to the paint, like, little landscapes, I did two portraits. One's supposed to be Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. I don't think it looks that much like her. And then I don't even remember who the second one is, but they're probably they are my second and third portrait paintings, and I will show them. Alright, so this is the Khaleesi painting. Doesn't look like her, but it's okay, it's just practice. Alright, so I did her. And then I'm not sure who this was supposed to be. Okay, I didn't really point this out in the other painting, but if you look up close, you could tell I did not know how to layer. Like, look at this. I tried to blend the paints together, and I didn't know how to blend. I didn't know how to, like, you know, make your variations of colors, you know. I just kind of went with it, and you could tell the blending's pretty bad. So, okay. Now I will show you a portrait that I did once I discovered layering from light to darks. So it is, I think I used Megan Fox as a model for this. That looks, I mean, to me this is 100% better. Like, I'll hold her back. This is probably one of the portraits that I did. I felt like it was like a stepping stone portrait. Like, I did it and I'm like, wow, I've really gotten better. Like, I really like this. And this is the one that I could really tell that I improved the most on. Yep. Okay. So then from there, I don't know if I showed this one. I really like this landscape, you guys. It's like a tropical little paradise. Okay. Back on topic. Alright, so I tried to sell these at a show and I didn't really, I sold a couple things. I didn't sell a lot, so now there's price stickers on everything and I forgot to take them off. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Okay, so this is actually on my YouTube channel. It's a little chubby horse. Someone told me my horse looked fat on YouTube and I was like, oh my god, it's terrible. Okay. Yep, my little chubby horse. Okay, there's that one. I did kind of an abstract little fucking tag. I saw my artwork really cheap, you guys. Okay, so this is I really got into painting horses for a little brief period of time. It's kind of an underwater, I don't even know how to describe it, weird horse thing. Motherfucking price tag. Okay, so this is, and all of these, like, once I ran out of canvas board, I started using canvas paper and watercolor paper. It actually works pretty good if you use watercolor paper. Yeah, that's what I started using, as you can see. And it actually works pretty good. And the reason why I switched to that is just, I felt like my amateur paintings, like, I didn't want to buy nice canvases for paintings that I knew I wasn't at the level I wanted to be, and I didn't want to spend the money on the canvas, and yeah, I just didn't want to start painting on canvas. Yeah, I sort of realized that early on. Okay, so this one, I feel like it's on my channel. I kind of want to take it down because I feel like it didn't really, there's too much light color, like there isn't a lot of variations in these shadows, and I kind of realized that, like, I am still really new at painting faces and stuff. I don't hate it, but I'm better now, and I know the mistake I made on this one. There's no, like, variations in the shadows, and I don't, for some reason when I first started painting skin tones, I made them really yellow toned. I like pinker skin tones, and I will show you. Okay, so this is the one that I feel like I improved the most on. This is, I think, the point I'm at now in my paintings, and I'm happy with it, but I definitely know I'm gonna improve, and I'm gonna keep working on it. But I think from where I was, this one is, you know, I've came a long way, and I don't know, I'm just happy with this one, you guys. And I need to map this really bad because I did it. The only bad thing is if you do it, canvas paper, this doesn't happen, but I did this on watercolor paper, and it kind of bends and warps the picture a little bit, but when you flatten it out, I feel like once I get it matted, it'll be okay. But I think I'm really happy with how this turned out. I mean, I gotta improve the hair a little bit, but, you know, from where I was, you guys, look at this. From where I was, that's not too bad. Like, not bad at all. And a lot of it, you know, like I said, just practice, get used to the paint, work on the technical aspects of painting, like, you know, different painting techniques. I think that would help you a lot. I also did, I feel like I'm just like showing you guys my art now. I did some water droplets. I got really into painting water droplets. I just thought they were kind of cool. I painted, like, my sketchbook tour that I showed just recently. I had little water droplets on my sketchbook. Alright, so this video is kind of fast. Okay, so I can honestly, I kind of hate to admit this, but I can honestly say when I first started painting, I did not think it was fun for me. I was really discouraged and it kind of sucked. And I know that's not the best mindset to have. Like, looking back at that now, I wish I would have just been like, shut the fuck up, you know? Everyone sucks when they first start painting, but I got really discouraged and I almost stopped painting to begin, like, from the very first painting. And that's a very bad mindset to have, and I think a lot of it came from just comparing myself to other artists. Like, I already did sort of have a base of, like, pencil drawings, but, like, I didn't know what I was doing in painting, so I'm like, I'm gonna paint and it's gonna be amazing, my first one. And, you know, that didn't happen, so I got really discouraged, and, you know, looking back, I wish I'd, you know, just calm the fuck down and just went with it. But I think the main reason why you should keep going when you kind of suck, I noticed the more I saw myself improve, the more I got excited to paint and I was motivated to paint. And it became really fun for me once I kind of got through my, you know, my shitty painting stages and I started to get so, I mean, I'm not amazing, but I mean, just watching yourself improve is actually strangely satisfying. And I'm really happy I didn't give up on my first one and just kind of kept going with it, and, you know. And, like, another reason I'm happy I didn't give up, I feel like the possibilities to making art are more open to me now, because, like, with pencil, you know, it's just variations of, like, gray and dark colors. Now, or not dark colors, you know, like, gray, the gray scale, pretty much. Now I have, like, more possibilities for colors, and now I can, like, I feel like I can just, you know, create artwork that is more unique and different, and I have more freedom to create now that I'm painting. So that's another reason I'm kind of happy that I didn't give up. So my advice to anybody who, like, started painting with acrylics and literally had no idea, like, what the fuck they were doing, I would say learn the technical parts of it first. Be nice to yourself, because everybody starts off as an amateur. Not everybody is, you know, amazing when they first start. You know, I would say paint smaller and paint on, like, less expensive material like watercolor paper or canvas paper. I would, you know, suggest canvas paper because, as you saw, watercolor paper kind of bends and warps a little bit. Yeah, I would say start off doing that. Trying to produce a large quality of work, or a large quantity of work, and try to keep the quality of it as high as you can, but just kind of get that experience with the paint and how it works. Because when I first started, like, I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to expect. So that would be my first thing to suggest. And also, don't compare yourself to other artists. That can be, I mean, you can have an artist to, like, you admire and, like, you know, you want to someday be as good as them and you love their work and stuff, but don't compare yourself to them, because I don't think that's fair, and I think that's kind of discouraging to do. So, and another thing I would say, just relax and have fun with it. Like, all the art you create is beautiful because, like, you know, you created it. Like, it's like a part of you. You know, you're painting because, you know, you want to express things and you want to make beautiful artwork, or whatever reasons you're painting for. I think it's important to sort of remember why you're painting and, you know, have that be your motivation, you know. Just, you know, do it because you love it, and don't be too hard on yourself. If you're not to the level where you want to be at, like, if your art isn't up to your own standards. My opinion on this is, like, no artist, well, I don't know, if I can't speak for everybody, I can only speak for myself, but, like, once you are 100% satisfied with your work and you're okay with your work, that's kind of when you stop improving. Like, once you stop finding things with your artwork to improve on, you know, you kind of stop growing. Like, you're constantly going to be evolving and improving. So, you know, just remember that. Like, we're all, you know, everyone's leveling up in the art world. So, so yeah, don't be ashamed at the stage you start out with. And, you know, just, I feel like this is fun times, but just have fun with it and just, you know, enjoy the process. It's a very crazy, complicated, like, I don't even know, insane process, but just, like, have fun with it. Okay, so yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope it wasn't too boring. I'm still pretty new at making videos. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions for me, leave them in a comment down below. Or if you have like a topic you want my point of view on, also leave it in a comment down below. I will try to discuss it as best I can. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys! I chose acrylics because all you needed was water, and I knew nothing about the paint texture or the drying time. Fuck. So I decided to just jump in, and this portrait turned out kind of crappy. So that's what I'm probably, I mean, that's